Welcome back to a very special edition of Hello Ladies, where feminism meets pro wrestling. I am one of your hosts, Sabrina Hannon,
I am Megan Manley.
and we are going to be doing our very nice, very naughty lists of wrestling since tis the Christmas season and this is coming out a few days before Christmas. So, yeah, we're getting into the spirit of things.
Ooh, we're trying. I
Mm.
am just not feeling very Christmassy this year for some reason. I didn't even put up a tree.
I put up 2 trees, so I have you covered.
Thanks.
I thrive from like Halloween to Christmas season. Like I was looking around my house the other day and I was getting so sad because Christmas is almost here, which means all of my Christmas decorations will then soon come down. And not just mine, but everywhere. And that just makes me sad.
I was holding on to fall so hard that what was it, Saturday maybe? I finally took my fall decorations off my porch, like my haystack and my pumpkins and not real. Well, two of them were real and they were still fine. Like they were still like hard and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I thought you'd be rotted and gross by now, considering I got them like the 20 something of October. But yeah, I took down my all my fall stuff this past weekend and I was gonna put the Christmas stuff up and I was like, oh no, I'm tired. And I didn't put my no Christmas shit this year. And I think at this point there's no point.
Christmas is everywhere in my house. Everywhere. Every room, every crevice. Christmas has happened.
It's just like as I'm getting older, because Christmas season is always birthday season for me too.
Hmm.
Because we're recording this on Tuesday. My birthday is a week today. And like it used to be exciting, but now that like I am staring down at 40 in 2 more years, I just dread this whole time of year in general. I'm like, no, it just means that I'm getting older and I'm that much closer to death. Like,
How joyous.
yes. And you're the goth one.
True. True, true, true. Well,
Fair, I
I,
wasn't a emo kid.
huh? You were an emo kid. That is correct. Yes. And emo, um, I don't know, 20 something year old, correct?
Yeah, I emo wasn't a thing when I was in high school yet. Like it was still like the skater stoner kids that kind of like morphed into emo and then like emo like morphed into hipster and I did all the it's like a Pokemon evolution. I went from like skater kid then like emo was the mid evolution and then hipster was the final form.
So is Corey Graves the ultimate form of the aged hipster?
Yeah, he's like a legendary. He's a legendary Pokemon. You
He's
gotta
been
catch him,
trained all the way up.
right? Catch him with the Master Ball. Yeah, he is he he just looks like a stereotype of like a walking stereotype of an aging hipster. The
I
hair,
agree with that.
like everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I have several friends who he is literally their wet dream, their wet hipster dream.
Yeah, he would fit into the bog very nicely, not out of place at all.
Yeah. I mean, he could have been there a million times and nobody would have noticed.
Nope.
Um, so on to our naughty and nice lists. Now, we, I can guarantee we had different ways of going about this. So let's start off with, uh, let's do commentators. Who do you have for your nice commentator? Who's on your nice list?
Pat McAfee.
Agreed.
Yeah, I mean, he's just so effing happy to be there.
The
And
dancing alone.
yeah, right. And like he's so enthusiastic and like he's so into the matches. And even like his personal life, he came into all that money and like donated to like his old school and the people in need and like just Pat McAfee's a good dude, like on and off camera.
The only thing that works in his or against him is the fact that he's friends with Vince McMahon. But yeah,
I mean, that could work against probably 90% of people that are in WWE. So
I don't know about that. The older folks, maybe. Um, but Triple H has hired a lot of people who've inspired.
that's also fair.
All right. Who's your naughty commentator?
William Regal,
Same. All the things he says to Excalibur.
exactly my thought process. He, yeah,
Filthy
I mean,
man.
that's as naughty as it gets.
Mm-hmm. Filthy. Absolutely filthy.
I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna really miss it.
Yeah. Like I want them to do a talk show together.
That'd be great. A wrestling time, like stream it on Twitch.
Yeah, have him call him a little scrumpet. Be great.
I want a compilation. It's got to exist. I mean, somebody had to have put it together on YouTube, like a compilation
Oh
of
yeah.
every single little food item that he has called him.
Mm-hmm. All the little pet names. Yes. All right. Who is making your nice list for wrestling personality?
Uh, okay, so at first I was gonna pick Pachidi, but I was just listening to the podcast for the first time in a while, and I just forgot how much of a precious little cinnamon roll angel that Jack the Jobber is.
Oh yeah.
So that is my nice for a wrestling personality. He's just too pure for this planet.
Yeah, Jack the Jobber is a innocent little angel and consistently has been. I cheated with this one and I put the whole of Cultaholic.
Oh,
Like I'm
okay.
shoving them all into the nice list box for they are a collective personality.
I have nothing wrong with that. That's completely valid.
Someone is screaming, going, even Sam Driver. Yes, even Sam Driver.
What's wrong with Sam?
Some people like don't you know how the internet is, and sometimes people don't like other people's takes. So they're like, Sam's always wrong. It's like it's his opinion. So no, that's
Uh,
not how that works.
yeah, I could see that. Sam's very much like the indie New Japan, like purist
Yeah.
fan, and I can probably leans more towards the AEW side and like Ring of Honor and not as much towards WWE. So I can see why people would hate on that.
Yeah. Who is your naughty wrestling personality?
Vince Russo, 'cause he's a piece of shit.
hmm And I have his counterpart, Jim Cornette. They are a shit sandwich.
Yep. I would give Cornette just a little more credit than Russo because at least Cornette I can respect as a wrestling historian.
hmm
Russo has not a fucking redeeming quality about him.
I completely agree with that. I think Cornette's biggest issue is that he has a podcast that, and maybe Russo does too, but it's not as popular. I
He's
think his use of the word bro constantly makes him very difficult to listen to, along with the stupid things that he says. So
Yeah, and also being, a woman and a fan of women's wrestling, no one hates women more than Vince Russo hates women. So,
you will see him drive up right alongside a good point, and you think that's where he's going, and then he just veers way off course and says something so asinine. You're like, are you doing this on purpose, sir?
right? Yeah, just an awful, awful human being. Awful.
Mhm.
And I mean, for Cornette to hate you that much, like,
I love the fact that they hate each other. I love that. Like, I hope they take each other down. Like, they get into some sort of like little slap fight, and they both accidentally slap each other and knock each other over and wind up breaking their mouths and can't talk.
I want Cornette to break out the tennis racket and just beat the shit out of him with it. Like,
Yeah. So yes, I don't even want either one of them to get Cole for Christmas. I want them to get literal Krampus. I just want Krampus to come get them.
stuff him in the sack.
That's where they belong, in a sack. Um, so this one, full disclosure, both Megan and I struggled with a nice for manager. Um, I was able to come up with someone because technically right now they're a face. I think the only face wrestling manager in the like in either AEW or WWE, and that's BFAB. She has
Well,
made the nice list for wrestling manager.
mine is blank because I could not. I even asked my husband, I was like, could you think of any manager that I can put on a nice list? And nothing, neither one of us. I didn't even think of them because I don't think of them. Like I don't think they're good without Swerve Strickland. They're missing the key component to their group, and they're kind of, I'm assuming, one of the rehires that Triple H is disappointed in because he recently had said that like a lot of like there are some people that he brought back that he is underwhelmed by, and I'm assuming that they're part of that because they've been very underwhelming.
Yeah. Um, I toyed with putting Zelina as because I just love her. I adore her. She's a cat mom, all about that life. And I was like, I feel like because she's such a great heel, it would actually be an insult to put her on the nice list. So BFAB it is. I really like BFAB's style, like what she physically wears.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yes. Um, who is your naughty manager?
So I toyed back and forth with this one and I actually changed it twice until I finally landed on it. I was back and forth between Heyman and Regal. And I ultimately stuck with Paul Heyman because of what happened to William Regal in his last AEW appearance. So like he kind of had like the heel turn, but then the heel turned on him and he got killed. And I think he's dead now in AEW kayfabe. Um, so I like last minute, I'm like, no, Paul Heyman, he's a bastard. He's always a bastard. He will always be a bastard. And he does it just like it had to be Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman is also mine. And when I thought maybe William Regal, I remembered Paul Heyman also turned on Brock Lesnar. And that's much scarier than turning on the Blackpool Combat Club. Like, I would rather slap every single one of them in the Blackpool Combat Club than even sneeze in Brock Lesnar's direction. Like, that's not a death I want
Fair.
at all. So, yeah, Paul Heyman for the win.
Yeah, that I think is the only choice.
Um, who is has made the nice list for promoter?
I chose Triple H because in real life, he's giving people their income back. Like,
And that
as much,
picture with Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae's kid was adorable.
yeah, I, I just, I respect him for staying true to his beliefs on who he believes in and being like, okay, well, yeah, you were let go, but I'm going to bring you back. Even though he is underwhelmed by some people right now, that can change because it's just bad booking with some of the people. But he gave people their livelihood back. Like they have a job, they have steady income, they know where their next paycheck's coming from. Like he's he's nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I went back and forth between both Triple H and Stephanie and Tony Khan. And I settled on Tony Khan for one reason only. I actually think Tony Khan is nice to a fault. Um, so that like he could take some like mean lessons from Triple H because Triple H knows how to have those difficult conversations. I don't think Tony Khan does. So that's why he has made the nice list because it's a problem.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of his people, I think, feel like they can walk all over him because he allows it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm assuming your naughty is Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
They even have VKM. So yeah, the whole
Yeah. Yeah. He's Satan and Krampus. Once you get done with Russo and Cornette, swing on by and pick him up.
yeah, that's not even a question on who that would be. Like you taking the levity out of it, he is a shitbag human, and it seems like finally getting some of what he deserves. Like people
Hmm.
are, stepping up, and he's not in charge anymore. And who knows what else might happen if more people step up and speak out.
Yeah. And with any luck, this isn't a conversation we will even need to have next year because he won't have been a promoter at all in 2023. So, woohoo. Who?
Well, I mean, with the stock points going down like 3 points with him just saying he wanted to come back,
Yep.
I'm not as worried as I was at first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna. They care about money more so than anything. They're not going to take the financial hit. Um, so up next, what tag team do you have on your nice list?
Mhm. So I broke them down a male tag team, like male tag teams and female tag teams. I don't know if you did the same.
I did not, but mine, I have my nice are male and my naughty are female.
I'll start with my nice male because that's one I have first on here.
Mhm.
The acclaimed. They
That
the,
Max Caster says some pretty naughty, mean things.
but about bad people. So I have to qualify that as nice.
Not all year.
No, but the majority of the year. They've become nice, sweet little boys that everyone loves the acclaimed and they scissor.
I don't know if I would ever call them little boys.
No, they're much taller than I'm always thrown off by Max Caster. He looks like he's a small person until like he gets in the ring and he's next to a Billy Gunn or someone else that's huge and he looks big too. And I'm like, I always think Max is small until he's a fellow giant.
Hook is 6 feet tall. I found that out recently, which is I found Billy Gunn's wife's TikTok. It's you want to see him grumping a whole lot and then her randomly inserting videos where he's like dancing or something and doesn't know she's recording. He's and always with, see, he's not mean all the time or grumpy all the time. Like, oh my, very get off my lawn energy.
Oh wow.
But
That's amazing.
yes. Who is your nice female team?
Sasha and Naomi. They stood up for what they believed in and got the F out, and I find that very nice.
Yes. Yes. I'm still hoping specifically for a Naomi return. So I want maybe at the Royal Rumble.
I wouldn't mind seeing her get with the bloodline because I mean you got Mia with the OC, you got Rhea with um Judgment Day. You can
Mm-hmm.
get Naomi in with the bloodline. Like there can be some really cool feuds between all of them.
Yep. Absolutely. Um, so my nice for the tag team was New Day And it's just because they're pure little unicorns. I mean, it all three of them, which qualify as a tag team, not a faction, uh, somehow. They are just wonderful human beings who do such great things in and out of the ring. And I mean, Woods goes to Comic-Con every year, and it's just magical.
I had a feeling that that's probably who you were picking. And I didn't want all of our stuff to be the same because I think most of it is. So that's why I was like, I'm going with the acclaimed because everybody loves the acclaimed.
Mm-hmm. Who do you have for your naughty tag team?
So for the dudes, I have the Usos. I mean,
Yeah,
they've been ultimate heels all year. But
they've been pretty naughty. They've been pretty naughty. I think that they still deserve Cole and not Krampus, but
yeah, they're not quite to the Krampus. They just a little bit of coal, and
yeah,
maybe they'll rethink what they're doing with their lives.
yeah, it's that humor that saves them.
Yeah, they're funny.
Hmm.
And my naughty female tag team are those bastard heels, Rhonda and Shayna.
Ah, Shayna would be very excited to hear that you put her on your naughty list.
Broke Shotzi's hand. That's very naughty.
Yeah. Plus what they did to Raquel,
And Natty.
Natty. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I have damage control because I mean they're winning heels. They're just slapping everybody all around. And I love when Dakota Kai does her I'm unhinged face. Like she's just so cute. She she's like one of those kitties that like you just want to like, feral little kitten that you just want to pick up and squeeze, but it tries to murder you the second that you like get too close. That is Dakota Kai's energy, and I'm all about it. She's a crazed feral kitten.
I could see it.
Mm-hmm. Um, okay, so faction. Who makes your nice list?
We probably have the same. It's the best friends.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. It was very clear who I was going to be picking. Um, I have nothing bad to say about any of them. They seem like gems outside the ring, and they are delights inside the ring on TV, conversing with Mark Henry, whatever it is.
Yeah, there's no other choice. Like even if I try to think of somebody different, there's no one else that beats the best friends.
And when they try to cheat, they do things like, here's a chainsaw. Like they go way too far.
Yep.
Way too far. And I love that when OC won the championship, even though she's injured, Chris Statlander was there and brought him his backpack.
Yes. Now, if this were last year, I wouldn't put them on the nice list because they spent, was it last year or the year before? It might have been during like lockdown year where they tried to murder Brandon Cutler every week on BTE. So they wouldn't quite make it then, but since they stopped trying to murder Brandon Cutler every week, they got bumped to the nice list.
And they did wind up seriously injuring Colt Cabana during one of their attempted murders. Alrighty. So, who has made the nice list for your male performer?
We forgot Naughty for faction.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yes. Who's your naughty faction?
I'm assuming they probably both have the same on this one too. Judgment Day.
I have House of Black.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I chose Judgment Day. I mean, they killed Ray on Thanksgiving in his own home. Uh, all of the everything about them, like that's just they've been very naughty all year.
It's because they're so dang funny. And House of Black is scarier. Like straight up scarier.
Yeah,
They just come out and like murder people now. Like that is their gimmick.
lights go out and bodies are everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Lights go out, you shit yourself, and you don't wake up again. That's what happens now in AEW.
Very fair.
Two male performers. Who has made your nice list?
I've got
I
it ready
wonder.
to back it up also, besides the one reason we discussed. So obviously, yes, I have Kenny Omega on my nice list. I mean, I come on. If you ever listen to this, that's no surprise. That fight broke out and he tried to save the dog. The, he didn't try to fight. He tried to save a dog and got bit by a human for it. And then obviously with him pointing out like the trans kids sign, that is another reason. And it's Kenny Omega. He's on my nice list.
I mean he's also a very pretty man, so that helps. But he's
I
on a
not
very different kind of naughty list.
I was gonna make a joke too, and I didn't. I was like, I want to put him on my naughty list, but
Mm-hmm.
I refrained.
Well, I went there for you.
Thanks.
Mine is a little bit different. I knew you were going to go for Omega. I actually went for Wardlow. Because of that incident with at that indie show and the little girl being upset. And him getting it was an action figure, if I'm not mistaken, of Lady Frost for her. So that got him on my nice list.
I can't argue with that. He seems like a very nice, like honest to God, nice person in real life as well. I fair pick.
Yeah. All fan interactions with him are always like people always say how nice he is. And by that, I mean like not just the meet and greets. I mean people who harass him in public, you know, that like see him like eating dinner and run up to him, you know. Those those folks.
I guess he's not jaded yet. So
Yeah, I think he's just like, he was raised poor, so now that he has money and stuff, like I think he's just thankful to be where he's at. Um, who's your naughty male performer?
so this is strictly on like storyline, like nothing like in real life. This is strictly like wrestling TV in character. I went with Swerve Strickland because he's psychotic and his character as a heel legitimately makes me uneasy. Like he's so good at being a heel. He kidnapped Billy Gunn and broke his fingers with pliers. Like he's playing some fucked up psycho shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's on the naughty list.
Yeah, understandably. I don't argue with that. I put Logan Paul because I hate that man. As a human, he belongs in Krampus's sack, and yeah, he gives me the icks.
Yeah, yeah, same. I wanted to try to like do some of these like strictly their characters, but some people are so trash that you kind of can't ignore, or some people are so good that you can't ignore like their. So
Yeah,
yeah, Logan Paul is definitely a good option there because he's trash.
yeah, he's a trash panda and a bad trash panda. Uh, next, and well, lastly, who has made the nice list for female performer?
Bianca Belair because she's just pure.
Yes, 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 yes. I agree. I don't think anyone who's ever listened to us is surprised that we both said Bianca Belair. That woman deserves all of the best things in the whole world. Like what a delight. Like, yes,
Yeah, we are. Oh, she's yours too.
yes, absolutely, 100%.
We are definitely a Bianca positive podcast.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like if someone told me they didn't like Bianca Belair, like not just her wrestling, although I'd question them then too, but I'd be like, "Oh, you're racist." If but if they said they did not like her as a person, I would walk away from that person and just be like, "You're a bad person. Like you probably skin cats. Bye-bye."
I would wonder what was wrong with them, what kind of person they were too. Like, yeah, she her character is so, I mean, when she's not like feuding like with someone she's feuding with, she's scary.
Mhm.
But like just regular interviews and everything, she's always so bubbly and happy and confident and positive. And yeah, she's just a awesome character and person.
Agreed. Yes. And lastly, who has made your naughty female performer?
I feel like we're both gonna match on this one too. I mean, it's Rhea Ripley.
That is an option.
Oh, that's not yours?
No, no, no. My dislike of someone weighed out.
Oh, yeah, I went with Rhea for obvious reasons. She's been very, very naughty and a lot of different.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah, she's encompassing naughty in all its iterations. So I couldn't think of anyone better than her.
I put Marina Shafir because I believe she's a heel right now. Um, but also she shit talked the four horsewomen of WWE, and that was a straight ticket to the naughty list. And crap is a sack, if I'm being honest.
Gotcha. I mean, if I made this list today, I might have changed my answer
Yeah.
uh, to Lacey Evans and her crackpot anti-vax bullshit that she was putting out on social media and then delete it when she was rightfully getting absolutely roasted for it. Um, so yeah, she can go in the Krampus stack too, but she's not officially on my list. But I just wanted to throw that in there since it just happened today and it really pissed me off.
Yeah. I hope that she takes this as an opportunity to actually educate herself. But, I have little faith in people. But it's the holidays. I will give there we go. A solid uh week and a half to mend her ways.
Yeah, I can't see that happening. This is probably going to be a dig in the heels and even more type thing, I'm going to assume. So
There's a good chance of that. Yes. Yes. But
I'm
so
wondering if we're not going to see her much anymore because she was supposed to come back. But now that she's, playing the whole anti-vax and autism didn't exist before 1980 or so was one of the, like, it was some graphic she posted where it said that on it. So I'm assuming that she's one of those people that's blaming vaccines for autism, which is just,
it was processed food, if I'm not mistaken, is what she blamed autism and ADHD on. I mean, processed food isn't good for you, but it does not cause autism. It can have a negative side effect on, I think it's red dye number 5 can have, for some people who have ADHD, who already have it, it can increase the symptoms. But again, you have to already have it.
yeah, it's just nonsense.
Yeah.
It's absolute nonsense.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Um, so those are our nice and naughty lists. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I'm sure you will let us know, or you should at least, or you'll go on the naughty list.
Yes. And you're bringing Krampus' sack with you.
You don't want to be in Krampus's sack.
No,
It's
don't
right
forget
next
he's
to
in
Mrs.
there.
Balls.
Ugh. right next to Russo and Cornette. Ask yourself if that's what you want.
And Vince. I mean, that is just like that's a circle of hell.
And I'm assuming if you're still listening to us at this point and not hate listening, that you're probably not a fan of those men either.
And if you are hate listening, thank you. We appreciate you.
Yeah, we appreciate the hits.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hate me all you want as long as you like and subscribe.
Merry Christmas.
Uh, and as our Lord and Savior, John Cena would say, hustle, loyalty, and respect.
Holy shit.